The world is watching Iran and the United States move closer to one of the most dangerous confrontations of the modern era. Not because a war has started, but because both sides are carefully preparing for one while pretending they do not want it. This is not a conflict driven by emotion, it is driven by calculation, power projection, and fear of losing control. Iran and the United States are not just rivals, they represent two completely different visions of global order. For the United States, Iran is a challenge to regional dominance. For Iran, the United States is the symbol of decades of interference, sanctions, and pressure. Yet what many people do not realize is that a direct war between these two countries would look nothing like the wars of the past. There would be no clear front line, no formal declaration, and no quick victory. Instead, it would be a multi-layer conflict spreading across land, sea, air, cyberspace, and global markets. The United States holds unmatched technological superiority. Its Air Force alone can dominate skies within hours. Its aircraft carriers act as floating military bases capable of striking targets thousands of kilometers away, and its intelligence network watches almost every corner of the globe. But Iran has built its strength in a very different way. Iran knows it cannot defeat the United States in a conventional battle, so instead it has mastered asymmetric warfare, investing heavily in ballistic missiles, drones, cyber attacks, and proxy forces across the Middle East. One of the least known facts is that Iran possesses one of the largest missile arsenals in the world. Many of these missiles are designed not to destroy cities, but to overwhelm missile defense systems by sheer volume. Another detail rarely discussed is geography. Iran is not Iraq. Its terrain is mountainous, dense, and extremely difficult for ground operations, making any invasion scenario extremely costly and politically impossible for Washington. Another overlooked factor is the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow waterway through which nearly a fifth of the world's oil supply passes. Iran does not need to win a war to shake the global economy. It only needs to disrupt shipping for a short period to trigger massive energy price spikes, inflation, and global panic. This is why even countries that publicly oppose Iran quietly fear a large-scale conflict. The United States, on the other hand, understands that military victory does not equal political success. Past wars have shown that removing a government is far easier than controlling what comes after. And Iran, with its population size, ideological structure, and internal factions, could become far more unstable if pushed too far. Another little-known reality is that public opinion plays a massive role. Polls consistently show that a majority of Americans do not support another Middle Eastern war, which limits how far U.S. leaders can go without domestic backlash. Meanwhile, Iran's leadership often uses external threats to consolidate internal control, turning pressure into a tool of survival. If a conflict were to begin, it would likely start quietly. Cyber attacks on infrastructure, satellite disruptions, targeted strikes, and deniable operations, long before the world hears the word war. Proxies would activate across multiple countries, making it difficult to even define who is fighting whom. This is why the Iran-United States standoff is not just a regional issue. It is a global stress test for modern warfare, diplomacy, and economic resilience. The real danger is not who wins, but how many systems break in the process, from energy markets to international law to civilian security. This is not a battle of good versus evil or strength versus weakness. It is a collision of strategies where every move carries consequences far beyond the battlefield. And the most frightening truth is that the closer both sides move toward the edge, the harder it becomes for either of them to step back.
If you want to see more deep analysis like this covering global conflicts, hidden power dynamics, and the stories behind world-changing events, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Your support helps us bring you deeper, more honest perspectives on what is really happening around the world.